This fitment is wild. All right, what's going on, guys? My name is Alex Whittick and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now today, guys, today's a really good video. Make sure you watch the video all the way through. Throw the video a like, maybe a share to a friend who might be interested as well. Also, guys, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit that post notification bell, follow my Instagram at tilted_TDI. And if you do all that, guys, you're gonna be entered in for the 20K giveaway. We're gonna be doing a 20,000 subscriber giveaway real shortly. Once we hit that, we're gonna be giving away a gift basket. So I'm really excited about that, guys. But let's dig into today's video and let's see what we got going on with the TT. All right, guys, so ruined_Audi_TT on Instagram hit me up the other day. He's one of my Camber gang friends and he's got a crazy Camber Audi TT up in Canada. And he told me, he was like, yo, the camber on the rear of this car is actually really easy. And I was like, no way, is it like it's solid or anything like that? He's like, no, it's really similar to the Mark V. You've got a lower tow arm and you've got an upper camber arm and this car just wants to tilt. And I'm like, no way. So then he sent me a bunch of pictures of how I can go about making this camber happen on this TT. And I'm really confident that we're gonna be able to fit some serious wheels on this car. So let's go ahead, put this car in position and let's figure it out. So some of you guys might have caught the other day's video where we actually went ahead and we moved the TT around on a dead battery basically. And when I was parking it, I did point out the fact that the car wasn't running right, and I put it into place and the car sat for a day. I think it was maybe 2 days, and go to start it just now and the battery's just completely dead. So let's hook up this jump box to it, charge it up a little bit, and then let's move this car. Alright guys, so while this TT is charging up, I actually went ahead and I added some 5W40 to it. The dipstick did look a little bit low and the oil did look a little bit black, so maybe we'll go ahead in a couple of days and we'll do an oil change on this. I'm gonna have to order some filters and stuff like that, but I am really excited. Also, I've been planning out as far as all this intercooler piping goes for the hood exit. I do want to get some 90s, maybe a 45. I'll be able to just travel this way and connect those two, and we'll have this whole area exposed, because my real goal is to be able to leave all this mounting and be able to just take out that brace and run it through there. But I think that if we just leave the brace, move the intercooler piping to about here, and we can just run it out and up, it would look really cool. But we're still trying to finalize that. But I'm gonna wait for this battery to charge up and then let's figure out all this camber. I'm hyped. This thing charged up for 20 minutes. Got the key, was riding my bike a little bit. Thing's in neutral, let's see if she'll start. Hey, let's get this thing moved and let's figure out this camber. As always, guys, we're working on this thing. We got the top down, it's super hot in here and it looks better, so I'm excited. I literally just two-stepped this thing for a TikTok and look at this. I just blew the coupler clean off this thing. Oh my God, it's about to roll into this. Oh my God. The coupler and I got so nervous I ran out of the car to take that video and I didn't even pull the e-brake and it almost just rolled into the TDI. Let's go ahead and let's move this thing, put it into position so we can check this stuff out. Gosh, that was scary. Battery's so dead I can't even drive it far, so it's still hooked up. I'm gonna go unplug it and let's move the car forward maybe like 10 feet. All right, so the other day we had this car set up. We had the BBS RSs on there. They were super wide, and I said we had to get maybe about 12 degrees of camber. So today's goal is to see how much camber we're actually gonna need to fit a wheel like that. Now, I did find out that the Audi TT actually has a 5x112 lug pattern, which is super weird to me because Mark IV Jettas came from the same generation, and they're 5x100, and this is 5x112. So I have the same lug pattern as the BBS RSs. If I take that adapter off, I only need like -10. I'm gonna leave the adapter on there and we're gonna mount the wheel up and stuff, but we're gonna see how much camber we need with the adapters and without, so let's get right into it. And to park this on the hill like this, it is on a very big slope. We're only taking one wheel off, so I'm actually gonna put a piece of wood underneath the jack so it doesn't come into the driveway, because the last time I did it, kind of dug in a little bit, made some marks. But we're just gonna go ahead and take this wheel off and we're gonna remove the upper camber arm and we're gonna see how much adjustability we have just off the hub without the camber arm on there, because if the camber arm comes out and we can go like -20, the options are endless. We can actually build our own camber arms off of these, or we can go online and source some, but I think it'd be cool for us to weld up our own and all that good stuff. So let's dig right into it. Got the wheel off, and now that exposes me to something that we saw in one of my previous videos in the wheel fitting video, but I didn't know that there was adjustability. So I did notice and I picked up on there's a lower control arm which is adjustable, which is real cool to know about that. We have an adjustable control arm, but the top arm is actually stock. Now what I want to do is put something in the middle where I can adjust it with, it has two bungs in the opposite thread, the same way you would have an adjustable tow arm. I wanted an adjustable camber arm where we could just get in there with the wrench and adjust it. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm actually gonna go ahead, remove that arm, and then bolt up the wheel and then see how much camber in we can get. It won't be exact because the toe will be completely off, but let's dig in because this is gonna be sick. I got in there and I just checked out what size sockets I'm gonna need, and they're exactly the same as the Mark V, which is absolutely crazy. This arm layout is the same exact idea as the Mark V, which is awesome, and it looks a little more sturdy. The one thing I don't like though is that the bushings on these stock arms is super flimsy. Now if I was to make adjustable control arms out of these arms, I would definitely want to change the bushings. It may not be the first thing that I do. You don't want flimsy stuff, especially with static. Now with this whole car, I do want to do a tucking fitment, so I would have to make all my bushings really stiff, because if those don't move, nothing else is really going to move all that much. But let's go ahead, let's rip this out, and let's check this camber. So someone actually had hit the end of this with a hammer. The initial threads came out beautifully with the impact, but once it got to the end, they got really hard. And I actually found out that it was actually an 18 mil instead of a 19 mil, so a little bit different than the Mark V. But now I'm just trying to work it, and it's so tight. But once I break this loose, I'll be able to fix the bolt end, maybe fix it up with a file or something like that. But I'm gonna keep working and hopefully we can get it off. Alright, so after battling this thing for a little bit, I got that nut loose. We're also about to pull this bolt out. The bolt's a little stuck, so I'm gonna have to hammer it through with an extension, but I at least gotta push it all the way through that way so nothing is exposed. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull the camber arm up. We're gonna angle it up so it sits up here. We're gonna mount the wheel, so then the wheel's gonna wanna go in, because if there's nothing holding it out, it's gonna automatically wanna turn in. And it looks to me like this control arm doesn't actually twist off the hub, but since it's only mounted up to this one position, the bushing underneath there is what allows it to actually articulate. So I'm really excited. Let's see it. Now that that bolt's free, I got this camber arm completely released. It was a little bit wedged. I had to pry it off my little bar right here, but now this is up in the air. We're gonna be able to mount that wheel, get this camber completely in. You could definitely see it. This thing has movement in it. I'm gonna mount the wheel and hope that it pushes in, because gravity's gonna do its work. So I'm actually gonna put a piece of wood under so it kind of forces it to do it, but I have confidence, and let's let this thing down. Guys, I present to you negative 10 degrees of camber on this TT. This is absolutely wild. I am super hyped for this one. I'm gonna be throwing the front BBS RS on for some pictures. Also, I'm gonna add some tilt to it. But on this rear one, this is absolutely crazy from the rear. Now, on my Mark V, I have negative 16.5, and on this is negative 10. But the wheels I'm gonna be looking at are 11 inches wide, and I believe they're like negative 15 or something like that. So the offset is way different than these. This is also tucking about an inch in the rear, and the lip is about an inch in. So at negative 10, we can actually, if we took a spacer off, probably run like negative 5. But this thing is going to look absolutely insane. So let's go ahead, let's throw some camber onto this front, let's take some pictures, and let's check this thing out. Cambered the front of this thing and is looking absolutely insane. I am so hyped. So the rear is more cambered than the front, because the fronts we actually couldn't adjust any camber, but we just didn't tighten up the bottom bolts. We tightened up the top bolts of the wheel, so we were able to tuck the wheel out a little bit. I have negative 7 in the front and negative 10 in the rear. Now in the rear, we are tucking the wheel, so we have way more room. Like I said, I'm gonna be test fitting those 11 wides from my friend pretty soon. Hopefully this quarantine ends. I don't really want to go out and grab some wheels from somebody just in case. I'm kind of just trying to play it really safe. This car is looking absolutely insane. We have so much fitment back here. There's like little to no contact patch in the rear. Compared to the Mark V, it's a lot, but that's a healthy amount of camber in the front. I'm really excited about that. Let me do it down in the comments if you guys think that this is a healthy amount of camber. If I should go more, just let me know what you guys think, because I'm so hyped on this. Since I'm not gonna run wheel spacers, I am gonna have to extend the front lower control arms. I'm really excited for that one, because we'll be able to get that poke out, but we won't have to really extend it all too much, and it'll be really similar to this, and that's not even a heavy amount of camber, and it pokes out and it looks so fresh. Just looks so healthy, and I'm really excited for it. I also have to get some maybe maybe 50K springs for the rear. Right now that's actually just a normal 15K BC spring. It's so soft, and the rear is just not low enough, so I definitely want to go a little bit stiffer in the rear. But the front is sick. We're gonna have to relocate the top hat, drill some more holes, and we're gonna have to angle the strut just so we can achieve that much camber. But it just looks so good from here, and we're not even losing that much contact patch, so I'm super hyped for this. So guys, now that we've experienced what the camber looks like, we see what we're gonna need, and we're gonna see what our ideas are gonna really turn into. I'm gonna go ahead and dismantle this whole setup. I'm gonna measure how long the camber arm is, so I can actually go ahead tonight, take those measurements, and I can go ahead and order all the parts that I'm gonna need from like some off-roading website or something like that. Get some heim joints, get some metal, and it'll be really easy to bust that out. So we might even use the existing arm, just cap it off, and then weld in some bungs, so then we could just use some heim joints right there, just a metal centerpiece. And it's gonna be a real simple setup, and I'm really excited for it, so I hope you guys are too. But let's go ahead and take these wheels off. Taking those 3-piece wheels off and deleting that camber from the front is such a downgrade. Throwing this basically this rep right on here, but we're gonna have to go ahead and take these back wheel off and reattach the camber arm, measure the camber arm's length, so then we can get those measurements for when we order those parts. But let's get to it. So we got the tow arm all tightened up. It was super easy, way easier than taking it off. But when I started to measure, I realized that it's actually solid all the way around. It's a perfect square. There's no reason for me to have to go ahead and buy material and stuff like that. So I'm literally just gonna have to chop it down the middle, cut out a section, put in those 2 bungs so we can have that threaded rod in between, so we could spin it so it can either elongate it or shorten it. And it's gonna be really nice. It's super nice that it's actually squared off, but let's go ahead, throw this wheel back on and put these reps back on the car. So guys, we got this car back on the ground. We got it on the reps, and I hate to say it, but they look decent. It's whatever. But guys, I'm so excited to get this car on some 3-piece wheels with that camber. That really got my interest peaked. Honestly, probably about 100 times more. You guys know how excited I am about this TT, and it just adds on to it even more. So let me down in the comments, guys. If you have stayed this long in the video, definitely comment down below I stayed, and definitely share your comments of what you guys think of this camber. Let me know what you guys think about the wheel setup, how much the poke is. Give me all your ideas. Also comment down below. I've been thinking of some ideas of a teardrop shaped hood exit right here. The original idea was going to be maybe a little bit angled, but I'm thinking just go straight up with a little bit of a teardrop. I think it would be awesome. Teardrop the hood shape also, so that'd be crazy. But yeah, I'm really excited about this. I'm gonna move the car back into position. Go ahead, clean up this mess. It's not much, but it's definitely a mess. Definitely want to clean up this driveway, put this TT back in its spot. But guys, on that note, this is gonna be the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you stayed, and it means so much to me that you guys came and watched the video today. I hope I was that comedic relief, that entertainment you guys needed for today in your quarantine and all that, you know, that crazy stuff going on in the world. But hopefully we'll be back soon. Guys, don't forget about that 20K giveaway. I am so excited to announce who we're working with and also the details about that, but that information is coming soon. So guys, on that note, I hope you guys smiled. I hope that you guys are building your builds. I hope that you're ordering car parts so you can work on your car, because that's always fun, right? It's like Christmas morning when you get car parts. And I really hope you enjoyed the videos, and yeah, I hope you guys come back for more. So make sure you're subscribed, guys. Put on the post notification bell. Don't let anyone put you down. Keep smiling. Love your build. I hope you have a great day. See you in the next one. Peace.